Hi guys, what's up everyone? Welcome to your favorite review show. Yes, you know how we do, bringing you really good movies every week, even if it's not every week, but every time we get a new movie that comes out, we tell you about it. So guys, this is Cineverse and I am Watife, so do not go anywhere. Welcome back guys. Alright, like I said before, I have a movie for us today, a movie which I've reviewed. What am I saying? Yeah, I reviewed it, then I'm going to give you a review now. Okay, I'm not trying to confuse you. But anyhow, this movie is one that I was actually looking forward to because I watched the trailer and I was kind of, should I say, I was really interested because of some of the scenes in the trailer, and I felt, okay, this one's really going to be a good one. Let's see how this plays out. Because a lot of action hero comics right now are making live action movies, and most of them we've seen how they played out, and so that was one of the reasons that made me decide, okay, let me watch this and let me see how it plays out. So I hope you enjoy it as we continue. But first of all, this movie is one that has the main character to be Vin Diesel, and the title of the movie is Bloodshot, so don't forget it. Now the main character is Vin Diesel. He has a really good storyline in some ways because it's like I said before, it's based on a comic, the Valiant comics, and it gives the storyline of a soldier who after his death was made to be augmented. He was made to be the perfect soldier, indestructible, unkillable, fast, heals on his own. And yes, before all of this, it gives us a showing to his life, telling us that he was killed alongside his wife by someone with a vendetta or something. But along the line, we find out that it's not like that. There's more to the story. There is more to the conspiracy than what we've been shown. So before I go into the old boring part, let's actually get some interesting bits. Now, this movie has a $42 million budget, and until right now, we've not had a total breakdown of how much they've made from the box office, maybe because of the coronavirus thing going on, because at least that's the excuse they're given. But that's one of that. And another thing also is this movie was shot in South Africa most of the time, and before Vin Diesel was actually casted, Jared Leto was in the talks to be the main character in 2017, but for some reasons which we do not know, Vin Diesel was brought in to be the main character alongside others, and 2018 film starts shooting and boom, there we have it, the full movie. So before we continue, there are some things I want to talk about in this movie that I liked, some things that I did not like, but you know how I do it. First of all, one of the things I liked in the movie is the fact that they made, should I say, they made the characters to have feelings that were relatable. Fine, he's a soldier who was, should I say, he's a soldier who was regenerated and all of, or who can regenerate and all of that. But at the same time, he's one who has feelings and emotions and doesn't do the, oh, I kill for my master stuff. So you get what I'm saying? So it kind of makes him a bit more relatable. Now, another thing I also like is in every of the scene, or should I say most of the scenes, the action part of the scenes, they made some of the parts in the scenes to go slow-mo, and I feel this is just to expatiate, or should I say to expand on the good parts of the movie, like the heavy eating parts of the scenes. For example, there was a part where he caused, should I say, I don't want to give spoilers, but I'm still going to give it anyway. There was a part where he actually caused it caused there to be a stop. A convoy was moving to go somewhere, and he actually made a blockade there. Now, some of the fighting scenes that came up within that scene, they were slowed down. They were brought to very slow-mo, so you kind of got the effects that it was given. So yes, I like that, though I think it was also done to cover up some lapses. But all in all, I kind of like that. Then another thing that I liked was, let me be honest, I'm not really a big fan of sci-fi, but there were some things I liked, and that was the idea of having vision all around. That's for the guy with the camera all over his body. So yes, that was really interesting because, come on, who doesn't want to see everything? But hey, we're not God or something. And another character that really endeared me, as a matter of fact, this character endeared me way more than the main character himself, is the character of Wiggins. Yes. Now, this character has comedy, has sarcasm, dry humor, has everything all packed in one. I mean, come on. Yes, he plays a mad, no, okay, I won't call him mad. He plays a coding engineer, a really good coding engineer. That's the best of the best, who at the end of the day has to pick a side, or should I say ended up working with Garrison. That's the guy played by Vin Diesel. And at the end of the day, they formed a team alongside K-18, who's also played by Elsa Gonzalez. So they form a team on their own where they have to like defeat the bad guys and yada yada yada. But I kind of like their alignment. I like the alignment that they have going on. One other thing I do love in this movie is the fact that it wasn't, because for a new movie that's comic based, it wasn't too long because it's a new character that has been introduced into the film world, so it wasn't too long that you'll get tired of it and all of that. But at the same time, I feel the fact that it was not so long also worked against them. It kind of, in some ways, it didn't really work in their favor. So you can see where I'm going with that. I'll be honest, there aren't a lot of things I liked about this movie. There are some things I like, but not so much. In fact, they have a lot of low points going for them than their final points, and I feel you understand that more when you actually watch the movie. Now let's go to some parts. In fact, let's go to major parts that I did not like at all. Now, first of all, this is a character that you're introducing to the general public in the film world. Let's just say one of the things they did is they made it so that each scene, or should I say, yes, each scene, or should I say the whole storyline, is practically predictable. First of all, with the trailer, because come on, they gave the whole movie in the trailer, almost the whole movie. And when I was watching the movie, I was like, oh yeah, I've seen this before, I've seen that before, I've seen that before. Where are the final points in the movie? So it was like I watched half of the movie or 3/4 of the movie in the trailer. So they gave the places that were supposed to be like the climaxes or the heights of the scenes in the movie were already placed in the trailer. So there wasn't any higher point to attain. That's a very annoying one. There was no higher point to attain. So it didn't give room for the crowd to just make their own, should I say, assumptions about a certain thing, because they had everything spelled out for us. Like, oh yes, why is he awake? Why is he a sci-fi person? Oh yeah, they took away his memories, they killed him and made him a RoboCop kind of thingy. So yes, that's one thing I did not like. Come on, we are not dumb people. We're actually intelligent life forms. Yes, I said it, we're intelligent life forms. So we could have understood what happened in the movie without them spelling it out totally. And another thing I realized is there was so much use of CGI, that's computer generated image. There was so much use of that. And yes, we know it's mostly a sci-fi movie and all of that, but I would have really liked it if there was more live fighting rather than usage of CGI, because there are a lot of places that CGI was used. For example, the elevator fight that was towards the end, which I thought was supposed to be the grand finale of the fight, but it was there and I was like, oh, okay, so this is not the grand fight, what's going on? But going back to the fighting, there was a lot of CGI usage, and at some point I felt like it made it look overly fake. Let me use that word. It made it look overly fake, and it didn't give me that feeling of, oh yeah, you know, there's sometimes when you watch a movie and a character hits another one, you kind of feel the impact while watching it. So I didn't feel the impact much because I was like, oh yeah, the CGI, it's not real. And another thing is also some of these scenes looked kind of choppy, because I felt the flow and the transitions of the tone of some of the scenes did not just mesh well. I mean, at this point, it could be high octane and whatever. And at some point, I felt it was just a whole lot of, you know, up and down, everywhere, emotion. We do not even know when it's supposed to be a fun time, or when it's supposed to be a fight, like a very angry period, or when it's supposed to be an emotional period. Everything was just going up and down, up and down. And another one that I really didn't get was the use of, for example, in fact, I am saying this, I feel a hero is only as great as his villain. In any, whether it's a movie or it's a comic, a hero is only as great as his villain. Because let's look at other movies that have been made out of comic books and all of that. For example, I'm not supposed to mention this, but I will anyway. If you look at the Marvel comics and all of that, fine, their villains are actually usually like larger than life, and you feel that they are about to destroy everything. But the fact that the hero is able to trap them is not just attesting to the villain itself, but also to the hero himself. So it's like you're giving me a hero that is like this big. You give me a villain that is this big. Don't give me a villain that is like this and is like no competition. There's no threat level. So most of the antagonists to Vin Diesel or to Bloodshot in the movie were like the threat level was really low. And at some point when I thought, oh yeah, these guys are really about to like blow up the place, I'm like, okay, what are you doing? This is totally, I feel this was in the script, or it was not in the script. Like, you guys just decided to flip it and just continue with it. So that's one thing I did not enjoy that at all. I was expecting to have a badass hero and a badass villain, but I didn't get that. I got a badass hero and a wishy-washy villain of some sort. So I did not like that. But I had no choice. I had to finish the whole movie. And another thing, to be honest, at the beginning of the movie, for like the first 40 minutes, I was kind of, I won't say I was bored, but I was kind of disengaged at some point, because like I said before, it was just going up and down. So I kind of disengaged from it. I was just like, okay, you know, let's just see where it goes. I was not really paying attention. I was like, let's see where it goes. Now, This I forgot to mention. I like the aspect, or should I know it's based off a comic, but I like the idea of, you know, the regenerative nanites and all of that, and also being able to literally die and wake up again. I mean, who doesn't want that? Everybody wants to be able to sleep, die, wake up at every time. But what I'm saying, what I didn't like was, although they tried to play on the aspect of regeneration and all of that, they didn't do it from a sort of realistic. Fine, we know it's not realistic, but they didn't make it a whole lot realistic, because this guy literally allows himself to get shot. Like fine, you are not going to die. You know, you have a stage in which your nanites deplete and you end up dying or going out of commission, but you literally let yourself get attacked. To what end? I mean, come on, you could have easily dodged those. You could have easily dodged it. You could have avoided. In fact, you could have used their guns to kill them instead. But Baba decided to do superhero and show muscle and be using body to collect bullets and be eating shoulder up and down. So no, I did not like that. You have weapons, use them. That's why you have them. You're supposed to be like this all alive, all encompassing hero. So what the fuck were you doing? So I feel there were some things. I felt there were some things that they were trying to project. They're trying to project a lot of things in different scenes, but the build up to those projections were not clear. They were not clear. For example, they were trying to, at the point where they were trying to, the last and final scene between Vin Diesel and Guy Pearce, that's the guy in charge of RST. They were trying to make us know the point in which one trumps the other. But although they were trying to let us see on a large scale how Vin Diesel has been able to overcome the other, that's Guy Pearce, at some point it kind of just fell flat. I was expecting it to be like the epic battle of all battles in the movie, but it was just like, man, you've had better fights in previous scenes than this one. So it just did not work for me. But I would also admit that of all the characters, aside from Wiggins, another person that I really loved was KAT. And why I like her so much, because she kind of gives me this widow vibe. I have a Scarlett Johansson vibe from her at fight scenes, and she was a bit more emotional, so she was less of a soldier. Yes, no, that doesn't mean she wasn't bad, but she was less of just a soldier. So I liked her a lot. And yes, please, our fight scenes were so well choreographed, and I felt they should have done that a lot more in all the scenes. More fighting, less CGI things going on. So yes, she had a lot more realistic fight scenes that I liked, and they were engaging because it felt real enough. It looked real enough rather than going with the CGI, which I'm not saying is a bad thing. It's kind of necessary in that kind of movie, but they could have played it down a bit and let the actual feast do the actual talking. So. But all in all, I'd say the movie wasn't terrible. Okay, I lied. The movie was not that good. The movie was not that good. And if I'm going to rate it, honestly speaking, I always say I'm not like a professional. But hey, I got eyes. So if I'm going to say, if you want to just watch it for, oh yeah, let's just go watch a movie, I'm in the mood for watching one, you can always go there. You can take your children, your streets people, your junction people, your village people, all of them, you can go and watch it. But if you're really looking to enjoy and have a really good brain-cracking, ass-whooping cinematic experience, but I would not recommend this movie for you. I'm just saying, I mean, come on, I will not recommend this movie for you. So that's just telling you the truth. And if I'm going to rate this movie over 10, I'm scared to actually rate it because but honestly, I'm going to rate this movie over 10. I probably give it a 5, and that's just because I'm trying to be impartial. That's just it. Because if I'm trying to be, should I say, if I'm trying to use every other person's view on it, then it's going to be crazy. But I'm trying to be impartial, so I'm going to give it a 5. Yes. For a lot of reasons. Now, I'm sure there are some things I even missed. But hey, like I always say, if you have something to let me know, if you have any other thing you want to impute, if there are vital points I missed that you'd like me to know about, you can always do that in the comment sections. Don't be strangers. You can do that on every other social media platforms, on Instagram at CameraBoy.tv, Facebook at CameraBoyOfficial, Twitter at CameraBoyTVNG, and also like and subscribe to the videos on YouTube at CameraBoyTV. And if you also have new movies that you're suggesting for me, or there's something you want me to watch, you can also do that in my DMs or on my page on Instagram at watifit_ONI. Same thing on Facebook, same thing on Twitter. Until I come your way next time, bye-bye.